me my pee bottle.
Good evening, fellow Star Wars nerds. I don't know, maybe you aren't a nerd. But in any case, this is a spoiler warning. I will be talking about the AHSOKA series, and I won't be holding back. If you haven't watched it, either proceed at your own risk or go away until you have watched it. After this point, you can't blame me for the path which you take. Still here? Good. Yeah, I'm a bad influence. What can I say? Let's get to it. Boom, baby! The AHSOKA series has begun. Haha, scared you, didn't I? Anyways, the AHSOKA Tano series has begun, with the first 2 episodes airing just a couple of hours and a half ago. Couple hours and a half. Sounds weird. Anyways, it didn't disappoint me. You know why? Because I went in with no speculations, no thoughts, no anything. I just wanted to watch it and enjoy it for what it was. And I did. I enjoyed it. Now, that's not to say there aren't a couple nitpicks that I have with it, and I'll get into that and the things I loved about it. And hopefully you guys share the same feelings. If you don't, then that's fine. Have your own opinion. But before I get into it, here's a quick word from our sponsor. Yeah, it's me. I'm the sponsor. I pay for the stuff.
If you're new here or just haven't committed, hit the subscribe button. Doing so will ensure you never staple your face to a 2x4 or give yourself a self-inflicted wedgie. Subscribing to my channel will also make you a better person, and it will bring forth those whom you are attracted to. They will bask in your glory and write poems about you that will last 1,000 years. If you don't subscribe, may you be blessed with 1,000 daughters. And those who have subscribed, may you be showered with beer by the gods and goddesses. Yeah, beer. Greek gods and goddesses, not those cheap Roman knockoffs.
All right, let's get back to it. There's so much to talk about with the AHSOKA series, I'm not going to be able to fit it all into one video. In fact, I'm taking a half day off work tomorrow in the morning just so I can be with you guys and make nice little videos for you to talk about the AHSOKA series thus far. Okay, let's get into it. So, as I said in the beginning, there will be spoilers for episodes 1 and 2 of the AHSOKA series. Just to reiterate that, I can't say it enough. Somebody will comment that I put spoilers in it. Oh no. But I will say this, that this show does look like it's going to be very character-driven. Not like Andor, which was very story-driven. Now, it's not saying that the AHSOKA series doesn't have a story. It has a compelling story right off the bat. But it's just a little bit more about the characters. Ahsoka, Sabine, a little bit about Hera, not as much. She's in it a lot, but we're not getting much of her story yet. Baylan Skoll, Shin Hati, and Morgan Elsbeth. We're getting a lot of their stories, and that's awesome. I'm glad we're getting some stories for the villains for a change, not just Darth Vader or Darth Maul, but for these 2 individuals, and one used to be a Jedi, who also have compelling stories. At least Baylan Skoll does. Rest in peace, Ray Stevenson. You are missed. I wish you could be around to see this. Now, let's get into a couple of the things that I wasn't so keen on. And that's not saying I didn't like them. It just didn't hit home with me right away. And maybe future episodes will. This is only the first 2 episodes of the 8 episodes that are getting released. So it's hard to tell how the rest of the series is going to go and what the story's going to be like. But one of those is that, yes, I'm sorry, but Ahsoka just seemed a little static to me. Not bad static, just a little off. I'm not sure how to put it. And that's not saying the Ahsoka series in full. That's saying the character Ahsoka Tano. She just seemed a little, I don't know, maybe she'll loosen up in later episodes. That's what I'm hoping. But on the positive note, she got Ahsoka Tano's mannerisms down. The look with the one eyebrow and all that sort of thing. And as you can tell, I'm not using video footage from this show yet because I'm worried about copyright strikes and all that, and I hope you guys understand. But I do think that Sabine Wren stood out as the above character. That's what I like to call it, the over character, the character that stood out the most to me, and I'm loving her so far. I liked her in Star Wars Rebels, and I think this is a great continuation of it. I mean, she's just nailing it spot on for the character of Sabine Wren. Another character I'm really digging is Huyang, and I remember Huyang from the Clone Wars, and wasn't quite as funny as he is in this, so I'm kind of digging that. Yeah, add a little comedy to him. I figured it out. I figured out why the character of Ahsoka Tano isn't rubbing me the right way, and it's for all the wrong reasons. I shouldn't even be thinking about this. But check this out. In the Clone Wars, when Ahsoka Tano was introduced, and throughout the Clone Wars, Ahsoka Tano was this snippy teenager. Anakin Skywalker had even nicknamed her Snips. Well, in the Ahsoka series, we're not getting that. We're not getting her being snippy, having these quick-witted one-liners, or coming back at people like, oh, whatever. I'm tired. Give me a break. Anyways, we're not getting that, and there's a reason. It's because Ahsoka's a middle-aged woman now. She's not a snippy teenager anymore. I don't act the same way I did when I was a teenager, so why am I holding this against her? I don't know. I shouldn't. But we'll see. Like I said, we'll see how the rest of the series goes, and I think that'll probably iron itself out. Now, I did say I was going to talk about the things I didn't rub me the right way at first, and yeah, that was it. That was the only thing, really. And the rest of it I loved. The special effects are amazing. Seeing the Phantom 2 in live action was just so profound. It was so realistic that it was just unbelievable. Chopper, amazing. Love Chopper. He's such a great little murder droid. Love that guy. And it kind of felt weird without having Ezra and Zeb there for Chopper to play his antics out on. But he did do it a little bit with Hera, and I loved that. I thought it was great. Hera, yeah, we'll see how her character develops. And here's another big spoiler warning. Go away if you don't want to hear this. But that turns out Sabine Wren is a Padawan of Ahsoka Tano. Called it. Back when the first trailer came out, I called it. I know back in the past, Dave Filoni said that Sabine Wren was not Force sensitive, but we're going to see at what capacity she is actually a Padawan to Ahsoka Tano. But at one point, Sabine Wren did say, I should have been a great Jedi. And Ahsoka agreed. You should have. So, this whole debate whether Ahsoka Tano is a Jedi or not, I think we can probably squash that. She hasn't denied being a Jedi as of yet in this show. I know it's only 2 episodes in, but in The Mandalorian Season 2, she didn't deny it either. So, what gives? Okay, one possibility is that this is a new thought process for Jedi. That Ahsoka Tano could be whatever kind of Jedi she wants now. There's no council holding her back. There's no council calling her citizen. Bye, Mace Windu. Yeah, I think you kind of deserve to be thrown out that window. Just for how you treated Ahsoka and Anakin. Yeah, kind of deserves that. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the music. Amazing music. The music felt more Star Wars than most things that have came out recently. If there's one nitpick I've had with all the shows that I may or may not have voiced, is that the music just sounded a little off. I know everybody loves the Mandalorian music and all that, but it just didn't feel like Star Wars to me. This feels like Star Wars. This music's great. Same guy that did the Clone Wars and Rebels did this, and he did an amazing job. And he stepped it up a notch. It wasn't just that fanfare music that we heard a lot in the Clone Wars. This felt like Star Wars. And this guy could be a great successor to John Williams. Now, another thing I called was when in the first trailer, when we see Ahsoka down in the pit, of the Night Sister stronghold or whatever. And I said those looked like wills from the Clone Wars series on Moraband. And I'm still not convinced that they're not wills. I know Morgan Elsbeth said that that place was a Night Sister stronghold. They built it thousands of years ago or whatever, but there was some influence there. And if you look at the architecture and the way the puzzle solving was to gain the map, it all screamed Zepho. I know I keep bringing that up a lot, but Zepho is going to be very important. I promise you that. Not just in the Ahsoka series, and maybe not much at all in the Ahsoka series, but in the overall story of Star Wars, the Zepho are going to come into play, just as the High Republic is showing its head in a lot of the Star Wars stories now. All right, I'm starting to get tired. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this. I know it's abrupt. You guys are looking forward to some stuff I have to say. But I will be back in the morning, and I'll make another video and talk more in depth about things about the AHSOKA Tano series. So join me in the morning. It will be right here. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the series. Have you watched the first 2 episodes yet? If so, what'd you think? And if you put any spoilers in your comment, please put a spoiler warning at the beginning of it. That way people know to stay away from that if they haven't seen it. And before I go, another quick word from our sponsor, me.
If you've made it this far, you're the best there is. If you still haven't subscribed, do it now. Warning, subscribing may not bring forth those who you are attracted to, but your inner peace for doing the right thing will make you sparkle. Not like a Twilight vampire, but more like Zoe Deschanel wearing glitter. If you still haven't subscribed, the 1,000 daughters will be born to you with haste, and they will all become bratty, self-loathing teenagers at the same time.
And this is Gerald, a Star Wars fanatic, signing off. Wishing you all great health, happiness, and peace. Thank you all for watching and hanging out with me today. Remember, this is the way, and positivity in the Star Wars community can be the only way.